So I played Highguard for a bit, and my opinion of the game is just apathetic. I am not one of the players that just decided to install it, load it up, and then immediately close the game just to leave a bad review. I did give this game a chance. I very often will give free-to-play games a fair chance. So to go right into it, I'm just going to say, you can't turn off motion blur for some reason. There are very little options as far as the video settings, but most of the essentials are there. But this entire game is really just one game mode that could already be made for the already existing shooters. And it seems to just blend all the things that other shooters are known for. You have the destructible environments, your superpowers, you buy your weapons, and those weapons can have ranks like the orange, the purple, the green. Now, the first match I played lasted for 32 minutes and 9 seconds. I was exhausted. I cannot play that long for one game. I won, but I was still exhausted. So I took a bit of a break immediately after that, but later on I tried it again. And yeah, I don't know if it's better to hate a game or just to feel indifferent toward one. And for Highguard, I just feel bleh. It's a video game. It's a hero shooter. I don't hate it. I just think, yep, it's a video game. I'll play it once or twice and then I'll never touch it again. Instead of let's make a new game mode, it's more like let's combine every game mode known to man into one and call it a new game mode and make it the only game mode. The characters talk to each other about the time they helped each other in that one moment about that one time, and we're just supposed to care about it for some reason, just like Rainbow does. And I just don't care about these people. I don't even know who they are, and there hasn't been any reason that I should care who they are.
Hey, Addie. I know
Let the souls of the fallen fortify you.
I never forgot what you taught me when I first fortifying.
How to hit a target at long range?
But when you left, it taught me that.
It's really just a game that tries to blend every live service game or popular shooter trope into one thing. Nothing about it is really all that exciting. It's almost like combining specific rules about soccer, basketball, football, tennis, golf, boxing, and you mix all that together and call it a new sport. Sure, it's technically new, but at the same time, it's fundamentally derivative and just comes across as another live service game that wants you to think it's something special. But in reality, it feels more like you're just clashing everything together with no real direction in mind. So how the game works is you spawn at your base. You have to reinforce your base like you do in Rainbow, and once that's done, you go out and explore on your mount for resources like money or weapons in these weapon boxes. So you'll be picking up weapons and armor. This is the Warzone and Fortnite aspect of the game. Then the barrier breaker spawns somewhere on the map, and your team fights the other team for that barrier breaker, and you have to take that barrier breaker to the enemy base to raid it. So fighting for the barrier breaker makes it turn into a game of capture the flag. Once you take it to the enemy base and break the barrier, you have to bust through the reinforced walls they put up on their base and then plant charges on certain points of their base, which kind of turns it into a game of sabotage. So you can either plant and destroy both A and B, or if you want to take out their base in one go, you can go for the heart, which would be located in the center of the base. While you're doing all of this, people play as specific characters with superpowers unique to their character, and that's where the hero shooter part of this game comes in. There are some things in the game that I haven't seen done before, such as the mounts, like I mentioned, but also when you eliminate a player, there will be an orb that you have to break, and breaking that orb will prevent one of their teammates from reviving them back to that spot. But overall, the game, to me, is just not worth the effort, because it is just one game mode that could have been made for already existing shooters out there. When I saw the trailer say a new breed of shooter, I and many other people were skeptical, and rightfully so. This game does look incredibly generic. I just don't think blending multiple modes and elements from games into one game mode really counts as creating a new breed of shooter. It just feels more like an ultimate type of game mode rather than an entirely new take on the genre. But even with all this said, I think this game still could have been at least something for just a little bit if the player count was bigger. The biggest gripe, I believe, is the fact that this game only allows 6 players in a game. It is a 3v3 game. Now, me personally, I don't care either way because it's the fundamental gameplay loop that bothers me the most, but regardless, I think most people would prefer the game to at least be 5v5. On the contrary, some people believe that would make the game become too chaotic when the actual raids on bases start, and I think that is a possibility, but if that is the case, perhaps you could just make the bases bigger so players become a little more separated. That's one of the things this game already does fairly well with the rest of the map. The maps in this game are huge, and you don't really find yourself coming into contact with the other team quite as aggressively as you do when you're at their base. And it's not for the obvious reason you might think. I found it to be relatively calm when picking up the barrier breaker. In most cases, it was just sitting there up for grabs. Most of the time, the chaos just starts when you're already at the enemy base, so I think what would fix the lulls in this game is either make the bases bigger or the middle part of the map smaller. But that's just my personal opinion. I don't see many people having this issue like I did, so take that idea as something I'm just throwing out there. One of the things about this game too is that even if this were just another hero shooter, I still think games can be successful if they're taking something that already exists and just making it a better version of that thing. Marvel Rivals is also a hero shooter and it is tremendously successful and still going strong to this day. But as for Highguard, it's hard to tell what exactly it's trying to do. It didn't really commit to making one particular formula better, but instead just decided to take certain aspects from every formula and combine them into one. I know I'm repeating myself a lot now, but I'm trying to say more about the game, but the game is already so limited in what it offers, that's all there really is to say about it. It is one game mode with a max player count of 6, and it's just aspects of Rainbow, Valorant, Fortnite, Overwatch, all mixed to create a single game mode. And that's pretty much it. I just feel indifferent toward this game. I don't think it's really all that special, but this is just my opinion. Maybe Highguard will still become something, but I already think I'm done with this game. I just don't see any reason to continue playing it. So that's it for now. Goodbye.